keeping my channel active, and to say before I make this, I know some people ask me to make a workout video. I actually did. I swear I tried. It's the thought that counts. I actually did try to make a workout video recently, and it was even more cringy than I thought it was going to be. So that's on hold. If for my 2% female viewership, audienceship, and however many like gay dudes wanted me to see me working out or whatever the fuck, dude. Right? So that's on hold. But what else can I do to keep my channel active? So sometimes on stream or just in general, people ask me, what are like weird stories that have happened in your life with girls or something like that? And I was browsing 4chan recently, and I saw someone posted some massage therapist guy. I had to look him up. His name was like Long Do or some bullshit, whatever his name was. And while he was giving a girl a massage, he started giving a girl a raspberry. Right? And if you don't know what a raspberry is like when you blow on someone's stomach or something like that or whatever. I feel like it's something that you only do, like only really happens to when you're like a kid and you got some older family member that wants to do it. It's kind of weird, right? It's called a raspberry. I don't know if they call it anything else in any other country, but so seeing that, I remembered the raspberry story. Okay, and I don't know if I've ever actually told this story on YouTube or on stream. So what is the raspberry story? And whenever I say these stories, you know what I mean. I always, if you ever can, I would recommend you to see what it's like to grow up extremely unpopular, which I guess probably a lot of nerds maybe do watch my YouTube, I guess to say. To experience what it's like to be super nerdy at one time, and then to experience what it's like to be very popular at one time, right? You know what I mean? And I always say I'm quotation marks. Some people think I'm cool. Not that I think I'm cool, but quotation marks. I have been cool supposedly at random times in my life, right? And so, don't go as far as I have, because then it will make you lose hope in humanity, right? When you see what people really do. But anyway, so what's a raspberry? What's the raspberry story? Again, because people like some of these stories. So this was about a few years maybe after I started being able to work out again. I had C. diff, and it was a year before I could even attempt to work out again, right? So I was in pretty good shape at this time. I was getting into shape, I should say. And this should like go to show you. I could probably show pictures if people want. The kind of threshold for girls to go crazy over you for how supposedly buff you have to be is actually not very big. As long as you have some abs, you can make some girls spill their spaghetti, trust me, because I was not this big at this time. And so basically, I had met this model girl a little bit before, and this was like at a pool party, right? And I met this girl before, and I could instantly tell that she, for some reason, maybe she had heard about me, and she thought I was maybe a cool guy, right, or something like that, right? And so I met this model girl, and she was like, "You're Clayton, right?" And she gave you she like kind of said that thing, was like, "Oh shit, she must have heard about me," and the way she said it, right? She was kind of like, I could tell that maybe there's some kind of reputation about me as being something, right? And she's like, "You're Clayton? Really? You're Clayton?" And I could tell something was going on anyway. So she was having this like pool party eventually. And I got invited to it, right? And there was like a couple other model girls there. There's like a sugar baby there as well. And I'm gonna try to make this story. This is just really interesting, I think, if you have to come at this from the perspective of, this is what it's like if someone thinks you're sometimes cool, right? Just like, I know this should motivate you to like start working out, because people know that I'm nerdy, right? So I got to this party, this pool party, right? Maybe there's, I don't know, 20, I don't know if there's even 30 people there, maybe 20 people or something, right? And I got there, and instantly one of the model girl that invited me, right? She came up to me, and she started like kissing me and everything, right? She was already kind of drunk. I'm like, whoa. And she had like a boyfriend. So I kind of like pushed her away. I kind of like rejected the kiss a little bit. We just met each other. I'm like, I just met you. I'm like, whoa, what's going on, right? Probably shouldn't have rejected it, right? But, she had a boyfriend. So I'm like, hey, nice to see you for the second time ever too, right? And she's like, oh, I'm just saying hello, right? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, right? And I think at one point she's like, Clayton, carry me, right? And so she tried to she jumped into my arms, and I don't know if this happens to anyone else, right? But sometimes when girls think you're buff, they will ask you to like, they'll want you to like carry them, and I don't know if girls know that like girls can be kind of heavy. Like I've had girls literally like try to like line back or tackle me just to see if I can like withstand their might or something like that, right? And I know sometimes girls they're literally like I've actually been literally demolished like at a bar one time, and they thought I was drunk because girls were just like tackling me because they wanted to see how much muscle I had, like absolutely ridiculous, right? And then they would get mad because then they would think that they're fat or something like that. Anyway, I'm like going off on a tangent, right? I guess a bad point if you have any kind of muscle, some girl will think that you're like just throwing them all over the place, right? But anyway, so at this party, there's also this like sugar baby there, right? And when I saw the sugar baby, I'd never met this sugar baby girl before, right? And she looked at me and she started like negging me, right, when she saw me, right? And she was like, "You're Clayton?" And she's like, "You're not as good looking as I thought you would be," right? Like that was the first thing she said to me, or something like that. And I was like, never met the girl before. And I guess normally I'm a pretty insecure person, but I guess the chances of her watching this are pretty low. So I kind of just looked at her as like, she wasn't very good looking either, so I guess I didn't feel too insecure about it, right? Like maybe she was trying to say it, let's say, playfully or something like that, right? But anyway, so I was just like, okay, like thanks, right? And you could tell, like, I don't know if she was doing it to like neg me or she was drunk or she thought it was gonna come off like playful, but she wasn't good looking enough for me to be like, okay, whatever, like, oh, let me get your validation, right? So anyway, I remember we were like in the hot tub too, and she kept coming over to me trying to talk to me. She's like, you know what? And she's like talking to me like, I normally like when guys can at least get me to like the front row of like a football game, but my recent sugar daddy, he gets me tickets everywhere, but they're not really front row tickets, so I don't know if I like him enough. You know what I mean? And I'm like looking at this girl, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, not really, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what kind of validation you're trying to get. Like, I don't know if you're worth any fucking football ticket to me, dude. So, no. Right? Like, me and this other guy were, like, looking at her, and, like, I guess she started getting, like, super, super fucking hammered. Why? Then maybe she, like, she wasn't getting the validation she wanted or something. And, man, she started, like, going off on a downward spiral. Anyway. I'm just telling you this is just such a weird story just because of what it's like to be potentially popular at some point, right? So, this girl's kind of not all over me, but trying to get my validation. I have the model girl who invited me to the party, who has a boyfriend, is flirting with me pretty hardcore, right? You know what I mean? She kissed me at some point in front of everybody. You know what I mean? We're in the hot tub, and oh man, at some point we're in the hot tub, and the other guys, there actually weren't like most of the dudes there that were pretty, I guess, normal or nerdy. I guess. Yeah, most of the dudes were pretty nerdy, I guess. They're kind of like normal dudes. I was probably maybe there were like a few dudes there that were in okay shape, but I was actually the best in shape there, dude. Probably as well. There's this other model girl there too, and we were in the hot tub, and I don't know, again, this is just like such a weird thing to grow up to be so unpopular, where girls will tell you you're ugly in front of everyone, just in front of the whole class, and how they think you're so ugly and blah, blah, blah. And then to grow up and have girls like literally flip the script on you, right? I was at the hot tub, right? And there's this other model girl. I'm about losing my voice. Fuck, dude. I was in the hot tub at one point. There's this other model girl. She had big lips too, right? And I like big lips. And she was with her boyfriend too, and the boyfriend was drunk. I don't even think the boyfriend noticed, dude, right? This girl was in the hot tub with me, with her boyfriend. Maybe the arm was around. Maybe, dude, that's exactly the look she gave me, dude. Like, dude, like maybe the boyfriend has his arm around her. He's like talking to other guys. This girl was looking at me, dude, and she was giving me the most fuck me right now look. One of the most, not the most, but one of the most. But she's like biting her lips and like literally. I don't know if you've ever seen a girl almost literally like ocean herself in front of you, dude. Like, because I was just in the party, like, and she saw these other girls, and she's just like biting, like, I was like, oh my fuck, this is the most ridiculous party I've ever been to. The model girl then, that has the boyfriend, another boyfriend as well, comes over to me, dude. She leans on me in the hot tub. She starts like grinding all over my dick and everything like this, right? So I got this one girl with a boyfriend looking at me that wants me to get with her. Looks like I got this other girl like grinding me, and of course I'm starting to get hard, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. And some of the other dudes that aren't totally wasted at this point are just like looking at me like, dude, Clayton, like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Because I don't drink because of health reasons, right? So some of the guys like were literally just looking at me like, dude, it wasn't even like, it was so ridiculous they didn't even say anything. They were just like looking at me like, when am I gonna do something, right? And I remember like one time the girl, she's like whispering to me, so I remember she's like, Clayton, I'm gonna go in the pool. If I drowned, I might need CPR. Will you resuscitate me? And dude, I can't like, I guess her boyfriend didn't hear anything, but some of the other people at the party are like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous. And they're like looking at me. And so I'm starting to get hard, right? And right when she gets up, I'm like, dude, my dick is about to go like straight in this girl, right? I got this girl, big lips, like, whatever about me right now. I got you grinding on them. So I'm like, dude, I need to like, I don't want to like this to go any further. So I'm like, I need to hide the evidence the next time a girl comes up to me, dude, right? And so I'm like trying to like hide my boner, dude, right? And so I like take my hands and I'm like, how can I hide this boner? And so I'm like trying to like press it down with like two hands, like in a vice grip, right? And she notices that I don't get in the pool with her, right? Obviously, because I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I supposed to fuck this girl in front of her boyfriend? And he's like, what the fuck is going on? This party's ridiculous, right? And then she comes over, she comes back on me, and I think she actually thinks this is my dick now, right? She must think that I have some like kind of huge, throbby dildo penis or something. She's like, what? This is the most insane penis. She starts like grinding against my hand. I think she thinks my knuckle up is like, I got some kind of hentai action dick, and she's grinding all over it. And man, it was ridiculous. Anyway, we're not going to say how the party ended, right? But I guess the point of that story is the raspberry. What was the raspberry story? I forgot the fucking raspberry part. So at one point, the sugar baby comes over to me, and I'm like ignoring the sugar baby because it's not even worth it, dude, right? She's getting so drunk, right? And one of this other guy gets drunk, and she's just like, ugh. She's like basically passed out in the hot tub, like just her feet are in the hot tub, right? And this dude comes over to her, and he's like, hey, and he's like, he starts giving her like raspberries all over her body, all over her thighs. And again, there was only a few people at the party that were not drunk enough to actually remember this. Oh, there was another girl too. There was this other girl at the party, dude. She came into the party and she started flying. She started like sucking up the hot tub water, like, and she's like, like spitting it all over my face, dude. And I'm like, this is absolutely fucking insane. And again, there's only a few people that were not totally drunk to remember this, dude. And we're like, and they were just like looking at me like the most bizarre thing ever. And so the girl who starts getting, the one drunk girl, another guy drunk. I'm like sitting there, dude, right? The sugar baby's over here. This other drunk guy's like raspberrying her stomach, raspberrying her thighs. While this one girl is blowing water in my face. This one girl with the boyfriend, these huge fucking lips, and she's like, and she's just like looking at me, and the other drunk guy, he's just like looking at us like, I'm like, dude, and the one girl, she's like grinding, she's like, give me mouth to mouth, Clayton, and the boyfriend. Anyway, true story. We don't need to get into how the party ended. But the point is, I just thought of that because I remember the raspberries because it was so ridiculous. And it just goes to show you that hopefully everyone will get to experience what a bizarre thing it can be. Like, I was not even that buff when that happened. I don't know, people like really bizarre stories that have happened to me, like once you become quotation marks cool, right? I can assure you I'm not that cool. I've had a lot of really fucking weird stories. Like I had that one story before where I actually have part of that story on tape. The mall was being robbed. Someone broke into the grocery store and there's all these people running all around. All these cops came out running around. Girl came up to me. She thought that all the cops were there to protect me because I was a celebrity or some bullshit. It's just like, can I have your autograph too? Fucking ridiculous. I had two girls come up to me at the mall too a little bit after that happened, and both asked me to take their virginity at the same time. So anyway, I got a lot of fucking weird stories. I guess people like these kind of weird stories on stream. I never have told that raspberry story, I don't think, because I had just remembered. I had forgotten that all this happening. Guy was just, this drunk girl was just passed out right next to me. He's like, it's just like right next to me, and I'm like, this is the most fucking bizarre fucking situation, dude. Anyway, I don't know. People like these stories, I guess, the end.